In 1950, the AIDS virus was fed to nearly 300,000 black youth in Africa in the form of an oral polio vaccine by Dr. Hilary Kaprowski, who is currently the director of biovirology at Thomas Jefferson University in Philadelphia. Today, a child dies every minute of HIV/AIDS in sub-Saharan Africa. In the U.S., African Americans represent 49% of all new AIDS cases. The globe holders, population controllers, the AIDS makers, dark nation depopulators, the Contra trainers, American Nazi bankers, the tower bombers, right-wing Al-Qaeda sponsors, Hitler's accomplice, 9/11 mission accomplished. Free your conscience. In ghettos they kill the prophets, the juggernauts, the alphabet cops, the CIA, FBI, the coca crops, imported to local blocks. The 5 years for the black to the month that the cracker got a powder pot compared to a gram of rock. Got blacks at 50% of the prison pop. The whacking huts, the correction corporations, the International Planned Parenthood Federation, the forced abortion, forced sterilizations, the sons of Satan, Operation Depopulation. From 1924 to 1976, 32 states in the U.S. utilized eugenics programs to depopulate the country of so-called weak breeds who were downbreeding the American population. Some 65,000 black youth from public school districts throughout the country were given a biased IQ test. All who failed the test were sterilized against their or their parents' will. The diamond dealers, limb choppers and baby killers, the oil drillers, black nation resource stealers, the truth concealers, suppression of true guerrillas, Patrice Lumumba, Nkrumah, Laurent Kabila, the people traders, poor population enslavers, the black/brown/yellow baby cremators, the black/brown/yellow unity haters, the red/white/blue liberty wavers, eugenicists, world imperialists, evolutionists, black womb pollutionists, the euthanizers, third world birth sterilizers, Nazi sympathizers, financiers and arms suppliers, the nuke igniters, the World Health Organizers, the virus writers, smallpox, Ebola splicers, the throne usurpers, the worst death deservers, the devil worship, more power for every murder. A 1996 expose by the San Jose Mercury News documented CIA involvement in a Nicaraguan drug ring which poured thousands of kilos of cocaine into Los Angeles African American neighborhoods in the 1980s. Drug boss Danilo Blandon, now an informant for the DEA, acknowledged under oath the drugs for weapons deals with the CIA-sponsored Contras. The Club of Rome, World Bank, the Skull and Bones, Allah engraved in the Pope's throne, the camouflage, the right verse left mirage, Bush and Kerry got naked to pledge in the same lodge. The Reagan years, illuminous presidents, ever since they've been facing the obelisk, the Kabbalists. Harry Potter is not a myth, this ain't on radio, but this that shit. The war on drugs has been a war on poor people, particularly poor urban African American men and women. It's well documented that police enforcement of the new harsh drug laws have been focused on low-level dealers in communities of color. Arrests of African Americans have been about 5 times higher than arrests of whites, although whites and African Americans use drugs at about the same rate. African Americans have been in prison in numbers even more disproportionate than their relative arrest rates. It is estimated that in 1994, on any given day, 1 out of every 128 U.S. adults was incarcerated, while 1 out of every 17 African American adult males was incarcerated. The differential in sentencing for powder and crack cocaine is one glaring example of institutionalized racism. About 90% of crack arrests are of African Americans, while 75% of powder cocaine arrests are of whites. Under federal law, it takes only 5 grams of crack cocaine to trigger a 5-year mandatory minimum sentence, but it takes 500 grams of powder cocaine, 100 times as much, to trigger the same sentence for a white boy.